I'm excited to be here today. This has quickly became my favorite class for sure. I love meditating. I love a gentle restorative practice, but when I get the chance to actually break down a pose, that's where the magic happens. People usually feel enlightened, excited. So I got so much amazing feedback last week. And so this week we're gonna keep it going with Warrior, and let's go into Warrior 2. So this is how it will start. We'll do a quick little grounding exercise, and then we will need a chair, something to sit on like a bolster, blanket, pillow, and we will, let's see, probably not need blocks, but if you have blocks and want to use them, it's totally up to you. You can use blocks, and we won't be using a strap either. So let's go ahead and find our grounding exercise. We'll find a little gentle warm-up. I will get into the tutorial on Warrior 2, and then we'll find a flow and a pretty quick Shavasana. This class is 30 minutes, so if you're here and you're ready to practice, then let's get started. Let's find a comfortable seat on our yoga mats with a bolster or blanket pillow, something underneath the hips to lift them up. Bring our hands to our knees, shoulders roll away from the ears, and let's just breathe here for a few breaths. Take a deep inhale, open mouth, exhale. Deep inhale, open mouth, exhale. 2 more times. Deep inhale, open mouth, exhale. Last one on your own. So as we sit here in this posture, our legs can be crossed or extended. You can keep switching if you need. There's no you must stay in the same pose no matter what. You can always kind of shift and move if you need to here. Let's just feel into our bodies for a few breaths. So wiggle the toes, flex the muscles in the legs, release. Flex those muscles in the pelvic floor, release. And check in with those legs. Do you feel release of tension? You could even gently touch the top of your legs just to bring up that feeling, that sensation of touch. And then come to stillness and maybe bringing our hands to the belly. We can inhale, let the belly get big, exhale, let it get small, finding that smooth breath, a natural breath. And then focusing on the spine, where the spine has a long string at the base of the spine, all the way to the top of the head. And this string helps us sit up taller, so if our shoulders are rolled forward, our chin is tucked to the chest, begin to lift that spine up, allowing shoulders to come away from the ears, and whatever else you need from this spinal alignment happens. So our chest lifts, our chin lifts, our back body gets a little curve to it, and breathe. Wiggle the fingers, flex the muscles in the hands, and let's let ourselves just feel into the body just a little bit more. And then bring your attention to your jaw, maybe relax your jaw, seal your lips, and begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, finding that ujjayi breath. As we sip in the air, we count to 4, 5, or 6. As we exhale, we find that same count, 4, 5, or 6. If we inhale for 4, we exhale for 4. If we inhale for 5, we exhale for 5. Finding that ujjayi breath. As we roll through here, it should sound kind of like an ocean wave, and it should feel like you'd fog a mirror on the exhale. Notice if your shoulders begin to round, we sit back tall in our seat, and maybe we just feel into the bodies for maybe 2 more breaths. next exhale, we sit tall and the right ear comes to the right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck. Left hand can stay in the lap or reach off to the side. Take some breaths here. Feel the length in your neck and your ears and shoulder. That next exhale, bring our hand back to our lap, head back to center. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Right hand then can reach off to the side or stay in your lap and feel the stretch on the other side. And that next exhale, our right hand comes to the lap and the head comes back to neutral. And we open the eyes and let ourselves acclimate to the light in the room, because we're vampires now. I feel like every time I open my eyes after grounding exercise, I'm like, what is this light? Inhale, we scoop up, look up, reach up, press our palms together. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, we circle, looking up, reaching up, pressing into the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Warrior two has a chest opener, so really try to stretch that chest out as we circle our arms, press into the palms, and exhale, bring hands to heart center. That next inhale, the right hand comes down, left hand comes up and over for side stretch. And look up at our left hand or look down at our right hand. And sink that left hip down. Inhale, both arms reach up, look up, stretch up. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over. Side stretch, other side. Inhale, both arms come back down, and let's just roll the shoulders up, down, and back. And the other way. Getting those shoulders formed. And then let's inhale, circle the arms all the way up, reach up, and then exhale, we fold. Bring our hands all the way out in front of us. Hands can come to the ground. We press into the belly where it meets the thigh, giving us just a little bit more space so that we can stretch our hips. Keeping in mind, warrior two has a hip opener in it. Our hips are very open. They're to the side, and a lot of strength comes from those hips. So let's find this little stretch before we get into it. Inhale, open up the chest, and we switch sides. So left leg comes in front or right leg in front, whatever's the opposite. Inhale, circle, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold, come all the way down to the ground, press into the belly where it meets the thigh, and we forward fold all the way back down. Find that Ujjayi if you lost it. On that next inhale, we come all the way back out to seated, and let's find a tabletop so we can do a couple cat-cows before our warrior two. Hands come to the mat, knees under hips, wrists underneath shoulders. Inhale, we lift the head and the hips, belly drops. Exhale, we round the back and tuck our chin and our hips and stretch our shoulders. Inhale, we find our cow. Exhale, we find our cat. And we just move to the rhythm of our own breath. That next exhale, we sit back up on our heels and maybe shake out our wrists. And let's find our chair. So come to standing, however you want to get there. And grab your chair. Granted, if you don't have a chair, you don't have to use a chair, but I would say the benefits of the chair is allowing you to feel the pose a little bit more deeply. So that is a benefit. So feet are flat on the ground, keeping in mind that you can use blocks under your feet to lift up the feet, to bring the knees in line with the hips. This depends on the height of your chair. I have very long legs. I am 5'9". I don't know if you know that about me, but I am a tall person, so I typically don't need blocks, but if you are not a tall person, this is where blocks do come in handy. So I can take my two blocks, set one over here to the left of me, and I can plant my left foot right here. And if my hips don't have as much flexibility, I can set my other leg here. Now, compared to warrior one, we were like this, facing this left leg. Warrior two, we're like this, facing this right leg. Now, traditionally, this back leg would be over here, but if you don't have that hip flexibility or you are nursing an injury, this is just perfectly fine. Just because you can't do a version of the pose doesn't make you any less of a yogi. We lift up the chest, open up those shoulders, and then reach our arms out to either side of the room. This knee would be the one that is in line with the hips. So we look over that left shoulder. And we might notice our shoulders are lifted up like this, so we roll them back down. So this is another way that we can really focus on the pose without overstraining. We're in a chair, so we're not really engaging a ton of muscles down here, but we can focus on those arms. So shoulders might be up, roll them down. Squeeze your shoulder blades, and now take your fingers and stretch them out. So stretch them out. Now turn on the biceps, the triceps, the forearms, everything is on. Breathe. Now turn on that core, the booty butt, everything in the torso is on. Press into that left foot, press into the right foot. And then on that next exhale, we release everything, shake it out. It can really become a very strength-oriented pose, even in a chair. So finding this pose on the other side can be just the same. Or if you, let's do the other side first, and then we'll do the legs extended after. So let's move this block out of the way. I'm bringing my front foot to the front. My front foot felt a little weird in the other one, so I'm going to do this. So keeping in mind my hips are in line with this leg, so I'll be looking over that shoulder, okay? So both arms come out to the sides, squeezing my shoulder blades together, reaching my arms, and we're looking over that right arm. Now here, what we want to do is turn on our fingers, spread our fingers, shoulders away from ears, squeeze our shoulder blades, lifting that torso. And we have a tendency to lean like this, so try to stay upright all the way up. Press into the right foot, press into the left foot, engage, 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 core, core, core. Ignore the airplane flying over my house. I swear they wait until I'm recording. Awesome. Exhale, go ahead and release. Shake it out. Whew. All right, so let's do this in a chair with the back leg extended. So if you want to use blocks, go for it. Otherwise, I'm just going to bring my feet to the mat. So it's almost like I'm sitting on the very edge, and I bring my right foot the long way. So it's like my booty is just right up to the edge, like I'm barely sitting. So it just gives me enough leverage so that I can extend this leg, bend this knee. So this is your warrior two leg position. Let's just feel within this for a moment. If I was to lean up and come to standing, that would be kind of wide for me. So maybe I need to bring my foot in a little bit. In a chair, it's a little bit different, but you can kind of feel into it. Standing, or you can stay in your chair. Engage your core, squeeze your bum, and this is where the bum really needs a squeeze. And then we add our arms. Look over that left middle finger and breathe. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips. Since we're in a chair, we will bring our leg over to the right and our left leg back behind us. So finding this warrior two, and I like to just kind of give a little turn here. It just brings my spine right in line where I want it. So it's right straight up and down. Squeeze your pelvic floor, mula bandha, core, all these things are squeezed. Press into the feet. Notice my back feet, toes lifted. This is something that happens a lot. Try to sink them down. Another thing that happens a lot is the knee comes in. This knee will knock in. Keep it open. Open hips. Hands come out to the side. Look over that right middle finger, shoulders away from ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades and breathe. Stay focused. Energy coming out of the fingertips. You got this. On that next exhale, bring hands and legs to center. Shake out, shake out. Now, if you'd like to continue the practice from a chair, go for it. You know where you're going with this. If you want to practice on your feet, then you're with me. Okay, so when we plant, let's starting on the left, since we started with the left in the chair. Here's something that I see a lot of times. This is the amount of space that people give themselves, which is maybe 2.5 feet in between. This is just slightly wider than the hips. If you bend your knees, look how far forward I'm going. I can barely bend this left knee and it ends up over my foot. So this is what I see a lot. So let's take our stance a little wider and see what happens. Here's how you do it. You just lift up the back foot and set it down a little bit further back. Maybe you lean forward a little bit and set it down. Speaking of foot placement, this back foot is in line with the back of the mat, so the short edge of the mat. Front foot is in line with the long edge of the mat. So it's like the heel could intersect this back foot. Bend this knee now, and you can see that my knee can be in line with my ankle a little bit better. Now my hips, you can see this right hand is a little bit higher than my left. So shift. This will bring my hips in line. I might need to lean forward a little bit more. And if I'm leaning forward, then I'm bringing my foot forward because you don't want knee further out from your ankle. Engage your core, lift your chest, squeeze your bum. Squeeze, 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 and then extend your arms out to opposite sides. Look over that left finger. And breathe. Dig in with the toes. Dig in with the toes. Feel the strength in your feet. Feel the strength in your legs. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your core. Everything is working hard here. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips. Straighten out this left foot, and then we go back the same way we came, so just give ourselves a couple of hops. And then shake it out once we can. So let's set ourselves up for the other side, and just for demo purposes, I will be flipped around, so just listen to the sound of my voice. This is how we like to start. This very narrow version of our feet. It almost should feel like it's too wide, right? So you can see I only have about, I don't know, a foot on that side, a foot on this side. So it's pretty wide stance. My left hip is usually sassed, so bring that in line. My right knee will then come in, so try to open that up. Engage my core, lift my chest and my arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades, and our shoulders have a tendency to do this. Try to get them down. Engage with your arms. Fingers are reaching out to opposite sides. And then lean into this lunge, strong lunge. This is where this yoga legs, yoga strength comes into play. You have a tendency to lean like this, so work against that. Try to stay upright and breathe. Look over that right middle finger. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips. We straighten out that right knee. And same way we came, so just bend that back knee until you come all the way to the front. Shake it out. All right, let's find a little bit of a flow. Since we know where we're going, I just want to take a quick sip of water. So if you need a shedding of a layer, if you need a drink like me, then go for it. All right. So here, if you need blocks, get them set up. If you need them under your feet for your chair, then do that. Otherwise, your blocks can go up to the top of the mat. We'll find a few sun A's. So in the forward folds, these are going to be half suns. So in the forward folds, we might want some leverage there. So if you'd like that, then do that. Feet come to the top of the mat, shake out whatever you need. And then we scoop up the arms. It looks like this. Circle them up, press into the palms. Exhale, bring them to our heart center. Inhale, we circle. On this next one, we will fold. So as we fold, maybe our feet comes a little bit wider. And we come all the way down, so hands come to the blocks or to the mat or just dangle. Relax our head, relax our shoulders. Wiggle the hips. Alexa off. She loves to have a say in everything, I swear. On that next inhale, we rise up halfway, finding that that straight back, we look down, finding that halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise, come all the way back up. Press into the palms. Exhale, we bring our hands to heart center. Hands come to the hips. Let's step our right foot to the front. Left foot to the front and right foot steps back. So again, this is what I see people doing a lot. Probably need more space, maybe 6 more inches. Bend that front knee. I have an injury on this left knee, so I can't bend it as deeply as I want to, but you can get the drift as far as the foot needing to be a bit further back. Right hip in line, right knee this way, or going this way. Engage your core, lift your chest, add your arms, and get energy coming out. Squeezing your shoulder blades, shoulders down away from the ears. We look over that left middle finger and breathe. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips. And let's just bend that back knee, stepping it forward, coming to the top, and switching sides. So right foot comes to the top, left foot steps back. We find our warrior 2. Both feet come down. Engage your core, squeeze your bum. Everything is engaged here. Hands to the hips. Make sure your hips are in line, your knee is open. Then we add our arms. Look over that right middle finger. Shoulders away from ears and breathe. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips. We bend this back knee and just give ourselves a couple of hops all the way to the top of the mat. Now shake out that right leg. Woo! Inhale, we circle. Bring the palms together. Exhale, we fold. Maybe hands come to blocks or to the ground. Inhale, rise. Find that half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, circle. Bring our hands all the way back to the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Shake it out. Take your sip of water and get whatever you need. And let's prep ourselves for Shavasana. So if you'd like to take Shavasana with some sort of prop, then do that. So like a pillow under your head, pillow under your knees or your back body. Feel free to do that. I'll just demo what Shavasana looks like traditionally. It has nothing, legs are extended, but sometimes like your back body just doesn't want legs extended. So all you need to do is bend your knees and feet flat on the earth. Once you're here, you can choose to extend your legs. Palms face up for your arms. Maybe roll your shoulders underneath your rib cage. And then just close your eyes. Take some deep breaths here. Begin to clear the mind. Maybe we even think of the color green. It opens up the heart chakra. As we think of this, we make it lighter as we inhale, and exhale, it goes a little bit darker. Breathing, allowing yourself to feel into your body. Let's spend the next few minutes in silence for your Shavasana. Begin to tap back into the breath. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. Wiggle fingers and toes. Circle out wrists and ankles. And take both hands overhead for a full body stretch. Let it feel sweet. Roll onto one side. And maybe let your heart melt for an entire breath. Slowly push yourself up and find a comfortable seated posture. Bring your hands to your heart center, tuck your chin and close your eyes, and just thank yourself for showing up today and for being present in the practice. Amazing job, friends. This is such a fun way to explore the poses and break them down in a way that hopefully helps. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. The divine light within me honors the divine light within each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Huzzah! Reminder, I have 2 workshops coming up. So one is bed yoga on the 20th of February and one is trauma release yoga on the 27th. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. It for sure helps me. I'm so close to the amount of hours that need to be watched so that I can become monetized, which is really cool. And I just appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Tomorrow, 3 p.m., we have our live gentle restorative yoga, so stay tuned for all of that. All right, thank you, friends. Bye.